Hi there, folks. Welcome back to Rich Reviews. I hope you're enjoying your December. And this is my 20th documentary review of the year. It might be my last of the year. And this has been a great year for documentaries. The films I could do without, but hey, look, I have to review those as well. So the documentary that I want to review for you guys here now is this nostalgia field trip called The Last Blockbuster. And this happens to be directed by Taylor Morden and narrated by Lauren Lapkus. And this is a nostalgia-fueled trip about the rise and fall of Blockbuster. Now, earlier on this year, there was a documentary called Netflix versus the World, which really was sort of Netflix and the demise of Blockbuster. Here, we just get the Blockbuster side of things. And we get a whole bunch of celebrities, such as Kevin Smith, Sam Levine, as I said, a whole bunch of other people that I don't really know who these people are, but they clearly just happen to love Blockbuster in general. And Blockbuster happened to get started by David Cook. No, not that David Cook from American Idol, but a guy who was getting out of the oil industry in Texas and was looking to start a new venture. And he thought, okay, I'll get into the videotape business and sell them. And due to a recent Supreme Court case, which was 5-4. Remember the days when the Supreme Court was actually a sane organization, not a right-wing organization, that basically said, yes, home videotaping is now legal. A whole bunch of video stores literally popped out of existence. Video stores from very late 70s to about early 2000s, they existed. They were a thing. And now you very rarely see one unless you're out in the Midwest and there's family video. Blockbuster came into existence and sort of destroyed the local mom and pop video store because they were able to cut deals with the studios. And if you're your local mom and pop shop, you can only get a handful of titles. But Blockbuster could easily rent a dozen or more or so of your favorite titles. Now, when I was a kid, young kid to be precise, I didn't have a Blockbuster. I remember having a Hollywood Video that I never went to, and then there was also this one video store that I had called Video Club. My mom actually still remembers how low her membership card was, actually. And don't say to her right now, hey, what's your Video Club membership? She could actually tell you, probably number 20 to sign up, and how basically there were a series of bad business decisions. Obviously, the Netflix thing was wah. As one executive points out, the real reason why Blockbuster sort of went under was that Cinema Redstone bought Paramount, and the fact is Lehman Brothers went out of business, and the financial crisis took a real big hit from that, obviously. No, remember late fees, folks? Yes, late fees. I think my local video club store had a fee if you didn't rewind the tape back, so they didn't necessarily survive on that. Executive is like, yeah, we don't know exactly who idea was it to nix the late fee thing, but that significantly cut into our revenue. I did hear the fact that a lot of local mom and pop stores sometimes had to rely on porn just to survive, which is never a good thing because a lot of young kids could easily sneak in the back and be like, yeah, look at all the porn here. Yay, I'm an adult now. Obviously, we also get to the second part of this story, which involves Sandy Hastings, the owner of the last Blockbuster store in Bend, Oregon, and how she's become a pop phenomenon. If you get yourself on all the talk shows and become a Jeopardy question, you know you have it made. Sandy is just sort of like, yeah, I have to go to whatever local stores that sell DVDs, buy them, and get them to the store. You see her day in and day out. She utterly loves her job. And basically, we see her with all these old computer equipment that was once deemed revolutionary, and she literally has floppy disks. Remember floppy disks? To all those people who are now my age, remember floppy disks? Yes, I would like to go back to an age where floppy disks happened. No, not really. She literally has to use spare parts from other computers in order to make other things work. I mean, really, the only major thing that happens in this to her, and that she's constantly worried about, is her having to renegotiate her licensing fee with Dish Network. She probably couldn't use the licensing rights. Now I hear she's using the place for an Airbnb, which I'm like, really? You want to use the Blockbuster store as an Airbnb? That is quite truly outrageous. The very notion that someone will drive 15 hours or fly from Spain to visit the last Blockbuster store in America in existence, that's really weird. But the talking heads, I mean, granted, I could do without them, but they're nostalgic and they provide some insight. I remember going through my own local video store and reading the back jackets of everything they had. Why I did that, I have no clue. So in the end, folks, what I'm going to say about the last Blockbuster, I am going to give this, amazingly enough, a matinee rating because I enjoyed what I saw and I had a good time. Would I ever go to Bend, Oregon? I don't know. I hope Sean Chandler does, but that's just me. So folks, the last Blockbuster, have you seen this? What you think? Please put everything in the comment box down here below here, folks. As always, folks, like, comment, subscribe, and enrich yourself with knowledge. I'm at Michael Rich, 2 on Twitter. I'll see you next time, folks. Yes, hooray.